Hey you, yeah you, person who stumbled across this video because you have no idea what to get the dad in your life for Father's Day. Well, here you go. Here's your list. If your dad loves anything from tools to everyday carry or just things to make their life better, this video is for you. And even if you do know what to get him, it's fun to see all this cool gear. Let's check it out. Hello everyone and welcome back to EDC-NC. My name is Samuel, and today, just like we did last year, we're going to do 5 and a couple more last minute everyday carry gift ideas for Father's Day. Now it is fastly upon us. Hopefully I'll have this up Monday, maybe Sunday before Father's Day, and so you've only got about a week to get all this stuff. But everything on this list should be able to get to you, whether it be through Amazon or through the companies having fast shipping. You should be able to get a hold of every one of these things pretty quickly. So with that being said, let's jump into it. So first things first, let's get into it with something that's just going to make life a little bit better day to day, a belt. A belt is actually more important than we think. Some of us carry multi-tools or items or pew-pews on it, and a good belt will either make or break something that you're carrying on your waist. And so the Groove Life belt is my recommendation for this. It is a stretchy and very adjustable, and it has the magnetic buckle. Very easy to use, very easy to take on and off, and can be used as a self-defense item in certain situations if you know what you're doing. Very much like the Groove belt, not going to spend much time on it. I'm going to have the prices for all these things listed. This comes in right around 65 bucks, and on their website I think they're doing a deal right now where if you buy one belt you get like a free ring, stuff like that. So go check this out. This is the Groove Life belt. Up next, wallets. We're going to try to run through these relatively quickly because, I don't want to spend 45 minutes on one video. But this is by Redeemed Creations. Now, I have 2 recommendations for you today. This one by Redeemed Creations. This is the Slim Wallet. And then the other one is by Erect Custom Leatherworks. It's my personal wallet that I do through him. And let me just say, I couldn't find mine, but I'm going to throw a little footage in here that I stole from somebody else's video. Thanks, Taylor. And these 2 wallets are some of my favorite wallets I've ever carried. If your dad is like a lot of other dads, he has that George Costanza wallet where the wallet's that thick in his back pocket and he sits on it all day or sits on it while he's driving, and that can actually cause back problems. So a good front pocket wallet is something that will change the way you carry stuff every day. Helps you minimize those stupid receipts you keep around for no reason and stuff like that. I know I had the same thing, and then when I started driving a truck for a living, I couldn't sit on the wallet. I had to take it out of my pocket all the time. So then I switched to these front pocket wallets and actually had Erect Custom Leatherworks make me one to my liking, and I haven't looked back. These things are awesome. So the Redeemed Creation comes in around 45 bucks. The Erect Custom Leatherworks wallet comes in right around the $25 to $30 mark. So go check these guys out. I've actually met the guys from Redeemed Creation, met them at Blade Show, and Erect Custom Leatherworks is actually my cousin. So you'll be supporting 2 great businesses. Go check both of them out. It'll make your dad's life a little bit easier. Up next, flashlights. Another very important part of an everyday carry. Whether your dad carries one every day or not, or whether he does, it's always good to have more than one flashlight. So we're going to start at kind of the cheap end of the spectrum and work our way up to something a little more expensive. That's kind of a theme you'll see in this entire list. So up first we have the Streamlight Stylus Pro. This is a little AAA flashlight. Takes 2 AAAs, right at 100 lumens. This is as simple as you get. This is just your run-of-the-mill flashlight, but it's much better than like those mag lights that everybody keeps around. This little guy right here is great, especially if you're a mechanic or you work in tight spaces. That kind of stylus type light works really well for that. If you want something a little shorter, get the i3T from Olight. I don't have one out here. I have one kicking around somewhere. Don't know where though. It is a single AAA light about this size actually, which we'll talk about this one next, and it's a great little light. 180 lumens. The battery life's not great on it, but if it's just something you use maybe once a day, it'll work fine. Up next, Raylight. Raylight is a great brand that I stumbled across, but I didn't pick anything up from them until I think last Christmas. My fiance got me this. This is the Raylight Pineapple Mini. And this, what's better about it than like say the Olight i3T that I just talked about? It's titanium. It's programmable, which means you can make the modes almost whatever you want. There's a lot of modes where you can go from low, medium, high to full on everything, whatever you want to do with it. And it has a rechargeable battery. So this is the Raylight Pineapple Mini. Great light, good materials, and if your father is an everyday carry enthusiast, he'll really appreciate this light. Up next from Raylight is the Raylight LAN. This is a little bit more powerful. Takes a 10440 battery. I'm probably wrong on that. I'll put it up here, whatever it is. But this is a great little light with... Get out of here. This is a great light. Well, more of a AA sized light with, I think, 1,000 lumens as the max brightness. And it is a great little light. Good looking light, too. Like I said, if your dad's an everyday carry enthusiast, he'll like these lights because they're titanium. They're pretty. More than likely, they match some of the knives in his rotation. And so these are great lights. This one comes in right at, I believe it's 70 bucks. Oh, I didn't mention this on the Raylight Pineapple. This one comes in right around 60 bucks, I believe. So 60, 70, or 80 bucks on this one. In my opinion, this is the better light just because of the size, the power, and the battery life. Rarely do I ever have to charge this thing. I don't think I've run it dead yet. So I really like this light. Up next, this is a collaboration between Raylight and Vosteed. This is the Raylight Vosteed Rook. You wonder how it got its name? Look at the shape. This is a great light as well. This one is actually, instead of having a charging base for it, this is a USB-C rechargeable light. And it is a much smaller, more compact, fat light. So I really like this light. I picked it up because I follow Vosteed pretty closely, as you'll see in a minute. Great light. Raylight, of course, good company. Vosteed, great company. And so they came together to make this light, and I enjoy it quite a bit. Great light, high lumen output, about a little over 1,000, I believe, and plenty of modes for that low light mode if you need it. One of my favorite things about it, though, is the warm beam. This has more of a warm beam on it, like true to color. So when you're walking through places, maybe your eyes are adjusting, whatever, it just looks better, honestly, to the eyes. That warm beam is just aesthetically pleasing. And then we cannot talk about flashlights without talking about Olight. Now, this is the Olight S1R Baton 2, but the Baton 3 is the new one, and it's what I would go with over this. The Baton 3 is 70 bucks, I believe, on Amazon, and it's the same size, same everything, just higher lumen output, and I believe there's a few more updates. This is a great size light, fits in the pocket. One of the really cool things about this is the magnetic tail cap. One of my favorite things about these Olights, and some other light companies do it, is if you're working, let's say, in the engine bay of a car, you stick this to the hood, shines down. It's great. When I change my oil, I stick it to the frame. That way I can see while I'm under my car. These are great lights, and the magnets inside of them are great. They're magnetic rechargeable as well. Comes with one in the box. So at night, if you use this every day, just stick it on the charger right beside your everyday carry gear, and it'll charge up in the night. No unscrewing the back, hooking the battery up, all that. I do like that quite a bit. Another one, if he wants a bigger light with more of a flat profile, I really like this one for putting in like packs and bags and stuff. This is the new Olight Arc Filled. This is the UV version. They have one with a laser, one with a UV light. This one is up to about 1,000 lumens, and it is that more flat, compact, fits in the pocket like really well, surprisingly well compared to these round ones. And it has that UV function too. If that's something, say you live out in the West, Arizona, all those places that have like scorpions and stuff, then that UV light could come in real handy. So really like this. This is the Olight Arc Filled. This one comes in at $90. This is a little bit more pricey, but to be honest, for the form, the function, and everything, it also has that magnetic charging and tail cap. I really like this light. Very good. And if you get one for your dad, I think he'll like it too. There's a lot of them. All right, so now we're on to probably the biggest portion of the video, knives. Don't be overwhelmed. I'm gonna go through these pretty quickly and give you like a price point from all the way like down to 30 bucks, all the way up to I think 120, maybe even higher. So, you know, I'll give you plenty of room to shop in, but let's jump into it real fast. We'll try to fly through these. First things first, always I recommend the QSP Penguin. This one comes in, I believe they're sitting right around $30 to $35. Not this type right here. This one's around 80 bucks, but this is the only Penguin I have. The Micarta and D2, they come in right around the $30 to $40 price range. Great knife, great for cutting open boxes, doing any kind of thing like that. Whatever you need a good knife for, this one will do it. Up next, right around that $30 price point again, is the Civivi Mini Praxis. Civivi, I'm going to just tell you about a few brands here. I've tried to keep it confined to about 4 brands, but Civivi is a great brand, and this was their new budget offering that they came out with. I believe it was end of last year, first of this year, and this knife knocked it out of the park. Great little knife. It's a smaller version of a design they already had, and so Civivi, if you're looking for any kind of knife around that $70 down to $30 price range, Civivi is a great brand to check. Speaking of the Civivi Shcallicutt, I think is how you say it. This is a Ray Laconico design, and if your dad is into everyday carry, he will like this knife. Ray Laconico is a well-known designer. This has got the thumb studs and the front flipper. Very, very great knife. Now the Damascus version I think comes in closer to $100, but the regular micarta and probably 14C28N version comes in right around the $70 price range. So go check that out. Great knife, good construction, well made, and it's just really fun to sit here and fidget with. All right, next brand is CJRB. Now, I'm going to go ahead and preface that I've worked with some of these brands before. Civivi sent me this mini Praxis. CJRB sent me some of this stuff. I know the guys at NAFS not very well, but I know them. And Vostede, I actually do know them pretty well. They've worked with me quite a bit. But I wouldn't be suggesting this if I didn't like these products. If I thought they were garbage, I probably wouldn't associate with the company at all. And so, with that being said, the CJRB Pyrite. This was the best budget release in a long time. I think this really kind of flipped the market to where we're going to see things go back to the more budget side of things. But the Pyrite is a thumb stud button lock with ARR PM9 steel. Great knife, awesome ergonomics, good action, fun to play with. It is a really good knife. CJRB is really knocking it out of the park with their button locks. Speaking of, another Ray Laconico design, this one from CJRB though, this is the Sax, I believe is the way you say it. So this one comes in at $54, this one comes in at $50. You can get both of these in all kinds of handle materials. If I had to suggest, get micarta. It's more comfortable. It feels a little bit more premium. So for both of these, I would look for the micarta versions. This one, great action, front flipper, as well as the thumb hole, and this is just the plain old thumb stud button lock. So both of these knives are great, right around that $50 price range. Moving on to a new brand that I did not really know about, but I found them at Blade Show and bought one from them. This is from the company, I'm going to say it fast so I don't say it wrong, Cuvist, I think is how you say it. These are amazing little knives. They are OEM'd by QSP, who also makes the Penguin and the NAFS Lander. This knife is absolutely great. This is a wonderful budget offering, right around that $50 price range. It's got 14C28N steel, micarta handles. This is the, I believe you called it the reversed version because the blade is actually a drop point. Typically they are a sheep's foot style blade. But this is one of my new favorite budget knives. I really like this. Guys over at Cuvist are doing some cool things, and they did just come out with a release with Kaiser. So this is an awesome little knife, front flipper deployment. I'm not doing it right with my left hand. Let's do it with the right. There we go. And that thumb hole as well. Great knife. Wonderful. Go check them out. More than likely he doesn't have one of these because this is a newer brand. So go check them out. All right, I can't go on without talking about NAFS. Ben Peterson's brand. Awesome. These scales are swappable. He has a plethora of stuff. Just go check out his website. But this here comes in right around the, I think it's the $50 to $60 price range. Great knife, swappable. You can do whatever you want to with it. They've got all kinds of versions of it. He's coming out with a new model. Just go check out the NAFS website. And if you don't get anything else from this video, NAFS is a great brand that has all kinds of stuff that's great for the everyday carry guy. So go check it out. All right, up next is the last brand I'm going to talk about, Vostede. Now, if you're looking for any kind of knife, go check Vostede out. They're a great brand, great people. I actually hung out with them at Blade Show, went to dinner with them, and they're wonderful. They're not paying me to say this. I just really like the brand. They have stuff from $120 and a soon-to-be released probably around $160. I don't know what the price on this is going to be. All the way down to $50. This is the mini nightshade. You'll have to pre-order it if you want it. But they have so many models. The Bellamy, around $80. Most of their models are around that $70 to $80 price range, and they go up and down from there. So go check Vostede out. They've got knives like the Raccoon. I'm not going to tell you which one to go get, but just go look at their website, and I will tell you anything you get, you will not be disappointed in. All right, up next, bags. So I've talked about Maxpedition in the past. But there's one brand I'm going to focus on this time, and that is Vanquest. These guys, I met Michael at Georgia Bushcraft, I believe it was last fall, and then I hung out with him quite a bit at Blade Show this year, and I got acquainted with the brand Vanquest. But yeah, these little Vanquest bags are pretty sweet. I moved from an O-Life pouch to this thing to store my everyday carry toolkit, which a few things are missing from because they're going to be showed in this video. But this is an awesome little pouch. They stretch. They are made so well. They're so tough. I feel like I could, drag this thing behind a truck and it still wouldn't come apart. But it's got that molly webbing on the front, or not molly, I'm sorry. It's got that Velcro on the front for your patches. It's got this very usable front pocket, which those Maxpedition pouches, that was a problem I had with those, is that front webbing wasn't very useful for much. This front pocket is actually useful. It's strong, it's sturdy. You could actually get stuff in and out of this pocket. These are great little pouches, especially for these small toolkits, because they have these smaller rings, smaller holders there. Typically they're about 2 inches, and there's 2 right here. These have the 1-inch loops. Now it depends on what you're going to do with these pouches, whether you'll like that or not, but for me, for a toolkit, it worked perfectly. So I've got my bit holders down here, and my bit extenders, and my bit drivers go up here, different things. So these work really well. My Knipex Pliers go right here. I like this pouch. Very good, very strong, very sturdy, and only 22 bucks on their website. I ordered one, and actually they may be around 30, between $25, $30. Great pouches, and very useful for storing knives, gear, tools like this. I really like it. Now, after we've talked about those Vanquest bags, another company new to this channel is Alpaka. They've actually sent me some stuff out to check out, and this was one of the things. This is the hub pouch, so it's more of your smaller everyday carry gear, small knives. In here I have a lighter, a pin, a Swiss Army knife, a bit driver, a knife, and typically there's like a small flashlight there. And these things are actually pretty great. It's got the Velcro hook and loop on the front for your patches, just something a little more customizable. While these Vanquest are more like work oriented, where these are going to be thrown around getting beat up all the time, these are very capable of that, but these are more for like your everyday carry stuff, just to protect what's on the inside and keep it, nice and pretty. They're really good looking, and so this is more of like your urban everyday carry stuff here. So I really like these little guys. These come in right around 35 bucks. If you get the hook and loop with the patches, it's $45. So I really like this. Great little bag. Compare them to like garage built gear, stuff like that. Of course, they're not handmade like the garage built gear stuff, but these are still really high quality and really well made. Very water resistant, good stuff. Now, if these are too small for what your dad typically uses to carry things, whether he carries larger things or whether he has a lot of technology he carries with him, these are going to be too small. So let's check out the Vanquest Dendrite Large. This is their crossbody bag, fanny pack, whatever you want to say. And we all know nothing's cooler than a dad rocking a fanny pack. I carry them most of the time is as a crossbody bag like this. Looks a little less demeaning like this, I guess you would say. But I really like these. This is my first experience with the Vanquest like fanny pack style things, and I really like it. This is a very, very nice bag, very well made. It has that high visibility on the inside. Right in here I just threw a lockpick kit, a little baggie, and a couple other things, but it's got plenty of room for storage, plenty of room for especially technology or first aid things. These are really nice. They're more of like a modern bag instead of like a tactical bag, which, to be fair, is what we use these things for most of the time anyways. So this is the Dendrite. It's got a zipper in the front. Put your wallet or stuff in there. Zipper in the back for more personal stuff that you'd rather not have people know is there. And all of these have those high visibility pockets, so they're easy to see inside of. The Vanquest Dendrite comes in right around 75 bucks, which is very competitive in this market. You'll see on the next bag that's pretty much what they go for. Now that's Vanquest. That's the first brand I talked to you about. This is a new brand to me, and we're going to be working together some in the future. This is Alpaka. I'm sure you've heard of Alpaka. Even people outside of the everyday carry community have heard of Alpaka, and these are shockingly good as well. I've never had any of Alpaka's stuff. I reached out to them, and they sent me about $270 worth of stuff, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much. But this is their version of the fanny pack. This is the Tech Case by Alpaka. It's one of their larger bags, and this is kind of their style fanny pack, but this, as the name implies, is more geared towards tech and stuff. Now, in here you'll see in the B-roll, I've got like a battery bank, a couple other things, and it's holding it really well. It's got all these zippers, all this high visibility on the inside, very strong interior. I've got some pliers in here right now, might be a little different on the B-roll. I've got some flashlights, knives, stuff like that, just to show you the storage. This one does not have the back zipper like the Vanquest does, which is, you know, whatever. I think it would be useful to store cash or something in, that way people don't know where your money is. Maybe a little bit of a hidden zipper like the Vanquest has, but this is still great. And that front zipper, you actually have usable room, and I really like that. A lot of times these front pockets are second thoughts and they can't fit anything, but these are great. Good bags, great high strength, you can hear that, great stuff, water repellent. So, and the zippers also seal up to keep water out. Now, I'm not going to call them waterproof, but they are definitely water repellents. The tech case is right around that $70 to $80 mark, but it's very much worth it. It's got a good strap, it's got, you know, good attachment points, a handle back here. Really great bag. I really like it. This is one of my favorite fanny pack style bags that I've ever carried. Now for the big daddy bag. This is the Alpaca Messenger Bag. This is another item they sent out to me, and this thing is sweet. I've never had a messenger bag, and I don't really have computers or laptops that I carry around with me, or tablets, anything like that, but I found a great use for this. I'm a Sunday school teacher, and so I've always got books and stuff like that I'm trying to carry to church with me, and other stuff that I'd like to carry. Pew pew. And so I really like this bag because it's got all the room for that kind of stuff. So in here I have a power bank, my Bible, a book, which is Pilgrim's Progress. Great book. Even if you're not a believer, you should read it. Good book. And one more thing that is kind of to dissuade some people from, how would you say, disrupting things? And then it's got a zipper here in the front. Here I keep this Alpaca pouch that I just talked about a minute ago. It goes right here. I've got some chargers for this power bank, a handkerchief from Jeremy Sires. Thanks so much for that, Jeremy, if you're seeing this video. I've got a flashlight and a few more knives just to show you what these have. And this actually has something from Alpaca, which is their, I think, hub system, which is like a quick release thing. I've got it on my keys right now, but they snap right in here. They're secure, they're safe. All you gotta do is pull them, get them out. Great little bag, zips up so well. Everything is really secure. When you close it up, the snap actually is pretty easy to actuate. Snaps right back together. There's also a hidden zipper thing here in the back. So if you've got something that you would like to keep away from people, or people not to know about, papers, whatever, that goes back there. And so this is the big bag. This comes in right at $150, but it is great. If your dad carries books or a laptop or anything like that around all the time, I can highly recommend this Alpaca bag. Really enjoy it, really like it. Go check them out if you're looking to spend a little bit more on them. Now we're down to our final items. An everyday carry toolkit. Now, my most previous video was an everyday carry toolkit, but it was a compact one. This is something that your dad will carry with him every single day that will be so useful for more situations than that little one will be. Now, this is actually what we got my dad for Father's Day, and I had to make sure to lock him in the basement so he didn't come out here to see it. But this is a tool bag from Vito. I believe this is the HB. I might be mistaken. I'll throw it up if I am. But this is a small tool bag that he will carry with him every day in his truck. Won't take up any space. Me and him both actually for a living would drive trucks, and they'll have air nozzles that pop off all the time. Whether you turn wrong, they get nicked on something, they hang low, and so they get knocked off. And so that's where this tool bag will come in handy with these items that I've gotten for him. These are the Knipex 7¼ inch Cobras and 7¼ inch Pliers wrenches. Now, if you've never heard of Knipex, these guys are all over the place in the tool world. They are absolutely great. They're absolutely useful, and quite frankly, these pliers wrenches will replace most wrenches in your kit. They're super strong. The more leverage you put on this back handle, the stronger force they bite down with. They are absolutely great. I love these. I've had my Cobras, which are the 10-inch. Let me grab those out of here. These 10-inch Cobras. Where did I put them? Here they are. My 10-inch Cobras. I've done a little bit of plumbing with these things, and they are so useful. I've pulled nails out of walls with them. I've unscrewed bolts that were so rusty that you couldn't even get them with an actual wrench. Love these things. They are useful for way more than just plumbing and way more than just nuts and bolts. I was fixing my truck, had to take the thermostat off, and I had a pipe that was stuck on with the gasket maker. I opened these up, grabbed it, pressed down, and it popped it off. There was no way really to grab it. It was hot. These work great. Just for any little thing, they're awesome. So actually you can get what you see right here, the bag and these two, for $150. That's what we spent on my dad this year, because I threw in 50, my sister threw in 50, my mom threw in 50. And this right here is a great starting place. He can fill it out how he wants to from here. I know personally I like to buy my own tools because I know what I like and I know what I don't like. So if you buy your dad these right here, he'll love them. Whether you just buy him these alone, these are 30 bucks, these are 50 bucks. Funnily enough, the big ones are also 30 bucks, and even funnier, these little bitty guys right here, which if he just wants something to slip in his pocket instead of an adjustable wrench, these are amazing. These are also 30 bucks. So it seems like about any size you buy the Cobras in, everything here is 30 bucks. Weird enough. I don't know why they do that, but these, since there's a little more engineering that goes into them and a little more, work, I guess, these are around 50 bucks. This is by Vessel. This is their ratcheting screwdriver, and it has the, just 1/4 inch drive on the front that you can put any bit in you want. And also it pops off to become a stubby ratcheting driver. I love this thing. I've used it to replace door handles and stuff. So much quicker, so much better. And listen, oh, you can do that all day. One more time. Great little tool to have. Fits in this bag really well. Another thing, just real quick, this is the Rogan Mutt. Rogan pry bars, it's great to have a big old piece of 1095, 1075, whatever these things are. Just a big stout piece of steel with a little bit of an angle on it to pry something open, beat something, whatever you've got to do with this, you can do it. This right here is a really useful tool, even for self-defense if needed. I like this. You slip this in there, he'll have something to beat on, and there you go. But I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, all those wonderful things. Have a great day, and God bless. Real quick before I go, I just want to say thank God for the dads in our lives. I am so thankful for my father, who raised me very well and raised me with the Word of God in mind and made me the man I am today. Thank you so much for that. And for those of you who have your biological fathers, thank them. Enjoy the time with them. For those of you who might not, maybe it's a stepdad, an uncle, a grandpa who was that father figure to you, be sure you thank them this Father's Day season. They are the ones, and they are the reason that you turned out the way you are. Whether that be good or bad, probably. But remember, if it was bad, there's no excuse to keep going that way. My father's a good example of that. I'm really thankful for everything that God has done for me and done for my family. And just remember, if you had a bad dad, be the one to break the cycle. Get into the scriptures. Seek the face of God. And He'll always help you and show you how to raise these children the right way. We really need it nowadays. So thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.